Hi guys, hi, how's it going? How y'all doing today? Hopefully today finds you well. Today I'm going to recap Allure's Best of Beauty 2024 because this is something that I've been doing recently over the last couple years on my channel, and I really like going through their best of beauty products and seeing which I have tried, what I agree with and disagree with, and so on and so forth. There are multiple different categories in this Allure Best of Beauty prospect, and just a total slew of products that could fit into each one of these molds. So I really like going through this with you guys. I do the Reader's Choice Awards, and I have been doing also their award choices over the last couple years. And I really enjoy it, so I hope that you do too. And if you do, please keep on watching. For those of you new here, hi, my name is Donna. I'm a lover of all things high and colorful beauty and self-care. Ultimately, this is my self-care. I like coming to you, talking to you about all things beauty and self-care, and I hope that you enjoy it too. And if you do, I hope that you want to subscribe before you go. And with that said, let's walk into this Allure Best of Beauty 2024 recap, because I have some thoughts. So today we're going over the Allure Best of Beauty, and I have a list of some of the items that I picked out of each category that I wanted to talk about. I will have pictures on the screen. Maybe I will scooch over here so that I can put pictures over here for you guys and talk to you about the items that are on this list. This is not all-encompassing. This does not include everything on this list. There were 357 award winners, and I definitely don't have 357 products to talk about. I think I have like 2 or 3, and in some categories 4 things to talk about, and there were 8 categories that I have to talk about. I don't know that this is all the categories, but if it's not all the categories, it's because I really didn't have anything to say about a certain category. The categories cover all things, including skin, hair, tools, scent, body, nails, and across all makeup categories. And I just wanted to highlight some things that are, in my opinion, either worthy or not worthy of them being on this Allure Best of Beauty. Now, we all know that when we shop, when we see that Allure Best of Beauty reward symbol, we're more drawn to some of those kind of products, right? For me, I'm not necessarily drawn to those products, but I do think about those products like maybe I side-eye them a little bit more, or I want them just a little bit longer than maybe some items that don't fall into this Best of Beauty. With that said, I do think that there are some of these picks that are well worth it and some of them that are just not. So let's start with skin. For skin, we have the best pimple patches being the Hero Mighty Patches, and I firmly believe this. I do think that I had an empty Hero Mighty Patches pack in my empties not that long ago, and I think I said that I have had many different pimple patches that I have utilized, and these ones were by far the best. I just think that they attack the pimples just a little bit better, just a little bit harder than any other pimple patch that I have used. And I have pretty great skin. I don't get pimples very often, therefore I'm not using pimple patches very often. But my little baby daughter, who's 13, does suffer with acneic skin, and if she isn't as meticulous about washing her skin and her face as she should be, immediately there's pimples. I will say she prefers these. As a matter of fact, just yesterday, she asked me if I had any more of the Hero pimple patches left in my stash, and borrowed, took one of my pimple patches. I did have an instance where I had a breakout on this cheek from, I think it was a Beauty Bio item that I was using, a primer item that I was using by them that had SPF in it, and whatever it was turned my whole cheek area into literally the worst acne that I have ever experienced in my life. I promptly took all 3 of those Beauty Bio items out of my collection and put them into, even 2 of them I had not even used, put them into like declutter, giveaway, whatever. The only thing that helped was there was some Dermalogica stuff that helped out, and there was also like those hero pimple patches. Man, I basically had the entirety of my cheek covered with those hero pimple patches at one point in time. These are quite amazing. A little bit expensive, honestly, but really quite amazing. The next thing I have is the best exfoliating powder, being the Dermalogica Daily Microfoliant. I use this every single day. It is something that is gentle, and if it wasn't gentle, I wouldn't be able to use it every day. It is an amazing, like, just powder that you put into your hand, that you get wet, that you massage together, put on your face, and then wash off. It is an amazing microfoliant. It is amazing for daily use of exfoliation. I really, really love this product. I really like Dermalogica in and of itself. Like, it's one of the only like skincare items that I continue to go back to because it's just so good. Really, really great for keeping your skincare in check. I have the Daily Microfoliant in my bathroom, but I also have their special cleansing gel in my bathroom as well. I use it as a cleanser every single day on my skin. It is typically my second cleanse. I use like a balm as my first cleanse, and that is my second cleanse. It's truly amazing skincare. The last one I have here for skin is best hair removing device, and it is the Flawless Finishing Touch face razor thing. And I do have one like sitting in here in my beauty room because it truly is really easy to use. I use it for like the peach fuzz on my face when I am too lazy to dermaplane. It's really easy to clean. This guy just comes off, and then you can just clean the hair out of the contraption here. It's got a nice little light. It's not super loud, really easy to use. It doesn't pull the hair out. It just takes off that peach fuzz really, really easily. It's so easy to use. I wouldn't say that it is a device that you're going to be able to use to get off like those more coarse hairs, like what you like have in your eyebrows, or maybe even, you know, chin hairs, or maybe even like a mustache hair, but it is really great for peach fuzz. I haven't tried it on more coarse hairs. It's definitely not something that I'm using on my eyebrows, and I don't really have any kind of like mustache hairs. I do have a couple of hairs that come in on my chin that I have to pull out. I've never used that razor on those guys because I'm afraid that it's going to make them more coarse. Like, I don't want to have a man beard at the end of the day. So there's that. For hair care, I have 3 items as well. Best color treated shampoo and conditioner. I have the Rakuten Acidic Color Gloss. I've actually used this so much. I work at Ulta Beauty, so a lot of, well, most of what we use in our salons are Redken products. Because we are a Redken salon, we do have back bar takeovers and such where our stylists are able to use more than just the Redken line. But I have actually been gifted this through gratis, as well as just purchased it on my own. And you guys can see my hair. It is colored hair. I typically have more than one color in it. Right now, this was happy accident. For those of you who have been around, you know. This is a really, really great shampoo and conditioner for color longevity, I feel like, and to keep your hair from being stripped when it is being cleansed. For best damaged hair shampoo and conditioner, I have the Bumble & Bumble Bond Building, and I do have all of these products still in my collection. I do like this product. I feel like this is a really great product for building those bonds back in your hair. I prefer Olaplex for building and maintaining the bonds in my hair from healing it from the inside out, but this is a really good in a pinch. Like, most of what I have from this line are little like travel sizes, and I love taking this traveling with me because if I do happen to need to wash my hair, and I only wash my hair like once every 10 days or so, but if I do happen to feel like I need to wash my hair, this is the product that I want to use on it while I am not at home utilizing my like Olaplex. And then we have best temporary hair color, and for that, this is listed as the Halle Shade Sticks. These are really good, but these are also really sticky. It is kind of like this, it's not a powder or anything like that, right? It is kind of like a paint that you put on your hair. And this was a vendor that was at our field leadership conference in April, and they loved my hair at that time. My hair was kind of pastel-y rainbow. It was really super pretty, and they wanted to put some of this stuff into my hair, and they put the glitter version in my hair, and it was so hard to get this out of my hair, and it turned my hair into this quasi like helmet where these strands had been painted with this Halley stuff. I would prefer like a powder shade stick or something that just doesn't turn my hair into glue. And maybe it was just the fact that it was the glitter version, but I do think that I maybe gave them to my daughter. I'm trying to check it out over there. But I do think that all of them come in the same kind of way as the glitter one does. And it just made my hair very, very stiff. And it felt very much like I was helmeted while that was on my hair. So I do have some things that would counteract the thought process that this was the best. What I would say is that it is very pigmented and potent. So no matter what your hair color is, it did seem to appear colored. And what that tells me is that that could be why this is put in here as the best, because sometimes you get those like temporary hair colors that don't really show up on any color of hair, whereas I feel like this one does. For tools, I have 5. I think this and base are my, and eyes are my biggest sections, but for tools, there's a plethora of different tools like makeup applicators, but also like hair care products. For the best detangler, there was the Tingle Teaser Ultimate Detangler, and this is actually quite a wonderful brush. My daughter has really super like fine strawberry blonde hair and long, and she gets tangled super easy, and she uses one of these Tingle Teaser detanglers every single day to brush out the tangles in her hair when she does get them, because I don't know what it is about these brushes, but they are magical with tangles. For best hair accessory, we have Slip Small Slip Silk Scrunchies. And I have received these also as a gift and gratis, and I have given them to my daughter. Now, again, she has really fine hair, really long, fine hair that gets damaged and breaks super easily. And for whatever reason, I have no idea. I think it's just because of the color of her hair, to be honest, because I don't have a problem with putting my hair up in a hairband and having it be fine. But she puts it up in any other hairband and it breaks, or it looks damaged, or it rips out when she's taking it out, even if it's a regular scrunchie. But with these silk scrunchies, she does not have that problem. In addition to that, they don't leave that banding that you get when you have like a regular rubber band, you know, and then you take your hair out of the rubber band and you've kind of got this like crinkle in your hair where the rubber band was. These are fantastic for that reason, because they don't leave that crinkle, and they're just really, really nice to your hair and really help prevent any kind of damage or breakage that you can have from wearing a hairband. The best powder brush is the Hourglass Veil powder brush, and I actually happen to have that brush here, and I 100% concur. This is just such a beautiful, soft brush that really, really deserves the Allure Best of Beauty. It is so soft and so beautiful and expensive, but such a beautiful brush. But I really love this one for like regular powder all over my face, and then this one for powder underneath my eyes, and it is just so soft. Picks up powder really easily, but also doesn't like host all the powder in it, so that you're not putting too much powder on your face. It moves things around on your face so easily, and it feels just so good to put on your face. Now, I do have multiple other powder brushes that I use, and this one, it doesn't feel horrible. This one is the KVD Shade and Light powder brush, right? Where we have the like bronzer on one side and then the smaller end of the Hourglass one on the other. I do like this one too. It just feels completely different. It feels more densely packed and a little less like fluffy than the Hourglass one does. So I truly feel like this is hands down one of my favorite brushes in my collection for putting powder on my face, just because it's so soft. The best makeup sponge is the Beauty Blender. I think this has been the case for like years and years and years. I don't necessarily think that the Beauty Blender is worth its price. I think that you can get really great blenders for a fraction of the cost. My favorite is the Real Techniques, like the orange one, the Real Techniques orange sponge. But I also just purchased like a 6-pack, not just, it was a year ago. I purchased a 6-pack of like the Paw Paw sponges. And I have heard, I have not tried, I purchased them, but I have had like Beauty Blender in gratis for years that I've been like circulating through. I've heard that the Paw Paw sponge is a dead on or near dead on dupe to the Beauty Blender. I frankly don't think that it is the best makeup sponge, but I also don't think it's the worst, and I don't think it's undeserving of this title, but I don't think it's worth its money, because not every sponge is created equal, but that sponge is not any better than I think the Real Techniques Miracle Sponge is, and the Miracle Sponge is like $10. For best tweezers, we have the Tweezerman slant tweezers. I think that Tweezerman tweezers are phenomenal. However, I would say that in my humble opinion, the best slant tweezers are the ones that are sold by Benefit. I have a Tweezerman mini slant tweezer, but I also have the full size slant tweezer by Tweezerman somewhere, but this is the Benefit one, and I love that the Benefit one has a brush, because you're able to not only brush up your hairs but also get in there with the one tool. This one is good. I feel like the mini one is just as good as the large one. I feel like you can grab the hairs and pull out just as well as you can with this one, but I feel like this one holds on to some of those more stubborn hairs just a little bit better than the Tweezerman tweezers do, and I just threw that mini tweezer somewhere. Not that I think that the Tweezerman tweezers are not worth the Allure Best of Beauty. I just personally use and want to continue to use my Benefit one just a little bit more. It's a little more comfortable in the hand. Obviously more comfortable than the mini, but it's also, I feel like, more comfortable in the hand than the Tweezerman one is, because I feel like it's a little like thicker through here. Not thicker, that might not be the right word, but like wider. So like sometimes when I'm holding tweezers, like this section of my hand right here gets kind of crampy, and I don't experience that with this. I don't know why, but I don't experience that with this, and I just really kind of love that it also has the brush on the other end. Ulta sells them in the brow bar and also online, and also you can get them at Benefit online. For body, I just have two things. One being the best shave oil, which is the EOS Cashmere Skin Collection Shave Oil. I do like the EOS one, but I do think that the Tree Hut one is better or same. I also think that the Tree Hut one comes in so many different beautiful scent profiles, and the EOS one is awesome, but I can get like 7 different scent profiles from the Tree Hut one versus this one. Not that it's bad. I do think that it is a good shave oil, but I prefer the Tree Hut one. And then for body, I also have Best Hand Sanitizer, which is the Touchland hand sanitizer, and I firmly agree with this. These Touchland hand sanitizers are really nice and kind of like rectangular, really quite thin, so they're not taking up a whole lot of space in your purse. They're really luxe feeling as well, and when you spray this sanitizing spray on your hands and rub it in, your hands are not left with that kind of like sticky feel, and your hands also don't smell bad, which is what I have experienced with like Bath and Body spray sanitizers and most other spray sanitizers, to be honest, and or even their pocket backs. Like I feel like my hands feel real sticky and also kind of stink afterwards. Now I would say that Touchland comes in 100 different scent profiles as well. I 100% do not believe that once you spray the vanilla one on your hands that your hands smell like vanilla afterwards, but the scent is better than that you are left with as an after effect of like a Bath and Body Works one or a Bath and Body Works pocket bag. They're super easy to travel with. They fit in your pocket. They're really nice. For base, I do have, it looks like 6 things for base. And the first thing is the best skin tint, and it is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Serum Skin Tint. And I do have that myself. Mine is in the shade 4, and it is just a really beautiful skin tint. I'm not 100% sure that I picked up, honestly, the right shade for me. But what I really like about this product is it is truly just a really beautiful viscous skin tint that goes on your skin, provides a level of coverage, but also looks super hydrating and not like shiny, but healthy, if that makes any sense. I do love this skin tint. I think it's a beautiful skin tint and it's good to your skin. It is a serum skin tint. It's supposed to hydrate, smooth, and correct. I would say it does have enough coloration to kind of create this like blank canvas for you to put other things on top of. And when I use this and I feel like I maybe need more coverage in certain areas, I will use like a powder foundation in those certain areas to cover it. But it is super nice. It's very comfortable on the skin and it provides, again, a level of hydration and healthy looking skin that I appreciate. I am a skin tint wearer though. I like medium at best when it comes to my foundation wear. So if you don't love a skin tint, you're definitely not gonna love that. Best multi-use palette is the Makeup Forever HD Skin Face Essentials, which I don't have this one specifically. I have thought about picking it up in the Sephora sale, but I'm not in, as a matter of fact, it's on my fantasy 1K Sephora cart. I don't know that I will pick it up, but I do have the Makeup Forever HD Skin Sculpting palette that had like bronzers and contours and stuff. I love this thing. It is, I think last year I nominated it my best purchase of the year. This is what mine looks like. And like I said, I nominated it best purchase of the year because I can take this with me on the road and have my contour, my bronzer, my foundation, my concealer, and even my highlighter all in this one component. These are highlighters down here, and the rest of these are contour, bronzer, concealer, and foundation shades. And, you know, I have used these two and then this one the most, but this truly has seen so much use in my collection. And I 100% agree that the best multi-use palettes are coming from Makeup Forever right now in these HD Skin Cream palettes. They are expensive. They're $88, but you're getting so much product in there. Like, I've had this in my collection for over a year now and it still smells fine. It's not gone bad. There's so much that I have used out of it. I've definitely gotten my $88 worth of use, and I would buy the other one if I also needed it. Really great purchase. Love that for me, and also really firmly agree that this is the best multi-use palette structure. Makeup Forever is definitely putting out some really great stuff with those. The best powder blush, they have NARS powder blush in here. I do have several NARS blushes, and what I would say about a NARS blush is the color you see in the pan is the color you're going to get on your face. I don't necessarily believe that they are the best blushes, but I think it's really hard, honestly, to have a best powder blush. So NARS is a really good candidate for this powder blush because they're blushes that have been in the makeup space for a very long time, and they are very good. They're really silky, nice powder blushes. And I will say they're not my favorite powder blushes, but they are a beautiful powder blush. So I don't necessarily agree nor disagree with this one. For best powder highlight, they do have the Rare Beauty Positive Light Silky Touch highlight. And I think that this really comes from all of the hoopla in the background. People lost their minds about these highlighters, and I do think that they are pretty highlighters. I would venture to say I also think that they're probably the best powder highlight because they are silky to the touch. They are beautiful on the skin. They don't cause any kind of texture, whereas a lot of other powder do, and they don't exacerbate any texture. They just feel like they go onto your skin and melt to become one with your skin versus sitting kind of on top of your skin like a lot of powder highlights do. They're really beautiful. I have two. I would have all of them if I thought that I needed all of them, but I don't wear highlight a whole lot anymore, but these are the two in my collection that I find myself wanting to pull for when I do want to highlight. For best powder cream duo, they have the Patrick Ta bronzer duo. I would say Patrick Ta any duo is the best cream and powder duo. I even prefer his cream and powder blushes to like some of my other cream and powder blushes that I have in my collection from brands that I love. I prefer the longevity from his. I do think that his lasts longer than almost everybody's, and definitely anybody's that I've tried. I think that his bronzer one, I maybe feel the same way about from a longevity perspective, but I don't love it as much as I love his blush duos. He just recently came out with some new shades in those blush duos, and I want to pick up one in the Sephora sale, so we'll see how that goes, but I don't need any more blushes for sure. I just think that the cream and the powder in those duos is much more separate than those that are in the blush duos. Best bronzing drops, I have the Drunk Elephant De-Bronzy drops. I have to be honest, I don't know what everybody loves about these bronzing, blushing, illuminating drops. I think they're far too liquid for me to use in any other way besides as a foundation mixer. So that's how I use mine in all aspects of these kind of drops. Like I use them as a mixer in my foundation to deepen up a foundation. I don't use them in any other way. So, I mean, if you're using them as a bronzer, I would love to hear from you as to how you're making that work for you, because I've used it on a sponge. I've used it on a brush. I've used it just with my fingers and tapping it out. It never, ever looks like anything other than like I have a dirty face. So I quit using them in that way. They're good, but I'm unable to use them in the way that they, I think, are meant to be used. So I don't really have an opinion on best in bronzing drops or illuminating drops or blushing drops, because I think that they're pointless. I think that when you have a powder or a cream, why do we also need liquid forms of it? For best in lips, we have Best Day Lip Balm as the Ole Henriksen Pout Preserve. I wonder, because it says Day Lip Balm, if they just needed to make up a category to include all these new like lip balms that we have been getting. I do like the Ole Henriksen Pout Preserve. I would say that I like it just slightly better than the Sunday Riley tinted lip balms that are out there too, which is also what was best in tinted lip balm, was the Sunday Riley butter balms. So both of these were on my list to talk about. I like the Ole Henriksen one just slightly more. Not a bunch more, but slightly more. I feel like it's a little bit thicker, a little bit more glossy, a little bit more like treatment-esque, meaning that it feels like it's nourishing your lips just a little bit more than the Sunday Riley Butter Balm. But I do feel like the Sunday Riley Butter Balm lasts a little bit longer. So I would say that I would think that because it lasts a little bit longer, that it might be the best daytime lip balm. But they have it as the best tinted lip balm. Not that it can't be used in the daytime. I have no idea. I do think that they made up categories just so that they could include both. Then we have the best plumping lip gloss, and that is the Dior Addict Lip Maximizer. I do have a couple of these. I don't think I have any that are like sitting right here with me, but I do have a couple of these. What I love about these is they are supposed to be like plumping, but they are not painful to use. I think they fall somewhere between buxom plumping and Too Faced lip injection plumping in feel, but also in ability to plump. So I would say that this is plumping in a very minor, very minute, almost cannot visualize it way, whereas lip injection is like fire ants all over your face, and I think your lips are plumped because they're damaged. The lip maximizer is not anywhere near the lip injection. It feels like a healthy plump versus a damaging plump. That said, it's not, the lip injection is not damaging your lips. There are some of us that like it. Andy, I'm talking to you. I do not. It hurts. It's super painful. So I do like the Dior lip maximizers because they're not super painful. And they're so pretty. They come in so many different shades. They're so pretty and glossy and just they do favors for your lips for sure. Best clear gloss, we have the CoverGirl Yummy Gloss. I have that. I just gave one away in a giveaway to my last giveaway winner. And I love the Yummy Gloss. What I will say is that I love the Yummy Gloss just as much as I love any other clear gloss that I have. I don't think that it is something special. I don't think that there's a better clear gloss than any other clear gloss. It's a clear gloss. I do think that the Yummy Gloss maybe lasts longer than any other clear gloss I've had, in terms of I can feel it on my lips a little bit longer. It's not sticky. It doesn't like cause like spit strindles in between your lips when you're talking. I do love the Yummy Gloss, but I don't think it deserves a reward any more than, say, I don't know, a Dior clear gloss does. I think that is another one of those categories that they had to fit something. They had to make up a category to fit something in. The CoverGirl Yummy Gloss has been all the rage for a while now, so it doesn't surprise me that this is on here, but there's that. For eyes, I do have 6 different things that I want to talk about. For eyes, they have best waterproof liquid liner is the Stila Stay All Day. I do agree that this is a fantastic liquid liner, and it doesn't like move or disappear when you have like watery eye issues. Stila Stay All Day is a really great waterproof eyeliner. For best colorful liquid liner, they have the Urban Decay 24/7 Inks liquid liners, and these are the ones that have like the ergonomic handles. I did have 2 of these in my collection. One was yellow and one was like a chartreuse green. I do think that these are fantastic. I think that I remember them going over any makeup look that I had on my eyes really with ease, which is hard to get from a liquid liner. I feel like they lasted for a very long time, which they did, and I feel like they lasted in my collection also for a very long time, which you don't typically get from a liquid liner, right? Because you're opening it quite often, the air is going to start to dry it up. But that said, you're not using a colored liquid liner very often, so maybe it's not drying up as quickly as like a black would. I myself picked 2 colors that were way too similar and wish I had picked like 2 very opposite colors of each other, because I felt like I couldn't get what I wanted out of those liners because the yellow and the chartreuse were just yellow and lime green, I guess, were just too similar to each other. So if I had picked a different, like, two colors, it would have been good. I do like these. I feel like Stila duos are better than these ones just because the color ranges seem to be further apart. There were some ones of these that were also kind of sparkly, so you could get kind of that like sparkly graphic liner as well. I love the handles of the Urban Decay 24/7 ones because they were so comfortable to have in your hand versus something like, you know, just a ColourPop straight stick or just one of the NYX Vivid Brights. Like, I don't love this kind of applicator. I do love that the 24/7 inks were ergonomic, so they felt good in the hand. Again, you didn't have this section of your hand kind of cramping because it does take a minute to get your like graphic liner in the way that you want it to get, and holding one of those was so much more comfortable than holding any others, and these did work really quite well. For Best Clear Brow Gel, they have ABH Brow Freeze Gel, and I have to be honest, I don't love it. I feel like it, no matter how little I am using, I feel like it balls up in my brows and causes my brows to look like dusty or almost crypt-like, and it, like, causes like peeling, like balls. I prefer the Benefit 24-hour brow setter, but I do know that a lot of people don't like this because they like for their brows to feel crunchy and like stiff like the ABH one causes, and this one doesn't. However, Benefit did come out with an answer to that, and that is what won the Best Tinted Brow Wax, which is the Precisely My Brow Wax. And this is tinted. Mine is in gray. I like this better than the ABH Brow Freeze because I feel like this doesn't cause my brows to get crypt-like, and it is stiff like the Brow Freeze, but it doesn't like create balls of product that I'm trying to comb out of my brows until the end of time. And I also feel like that is something that the Brow Freeze did, is I would continue to try and pull the like balls of product out of my brows, and it was just making it worse. So I clearly do not know how to utilize that product, so it's okay that I don't love it, but I do love the Precisely My Brow Wax. Mine's in gray. I like using gray in my brows because it matches no matter what, any color that I put into my hair, and it is cool enough that it doesn't like conflict with the hair color that I have in my hair. So that is what I use in my Precisely My Brow pencil. That is what I use in my Gimme Brow, and that is what I use in my brow wax. For Best Eyeshadow Stick, we have the Laura Mercier Caviar Stick, and I have to be honest with you, I have 2 Laura Mercier Caviar Sticks that just came to me in gratis, but other than that, I have never used these. So, I do have Bobbi Brown shadow sticks, and I love those. I have also had a Tarte one. I have also had a Benefit one. I've also had NYX ones. I think that if the Laura Mercier Caviar Stick is anything like the Bobbi Brown ones, which are my favorite. Oh, I have It Cosmetic ones and Charlotte Tilbury ones as well. But I think if the Laura Mercier Caviar Sticks are anything like the Bobbi Brown ones, and they look very similar, then they are fantastic. So it's no wonder. But also, I think the Bobbi Brown ones are amazing. They are my favorite because they go on. They're super, super simple to use. I love using them on my waterline. I love using them on my eye as an eyeshadow. They blend out really well. They don't sting my eyes when I'm using them as a waterline liner, which is great because I will tell you the Nude Sticks ones do sting my eyes so bad. And Nude Sticks has been the best eyeshadow stick on here in the past. So I'm really super happy that we have something else, but I've never tried the Laura Mercier Caviar Sticks. And if you have, I'd like to hear your opinions on if it is remotely at all the same as the Bobbi Brown sticks. They look the same. Like I said, got 2 new ones in, and they look very similar to each other. So And if I remember correctly, the like formulation of them is also really similar. So I am interested in trying them. I just haven't yet. For best powder eyeshadow, they have the Rabanne mini palettes. You guys, I have tried these Rabanne powders. I do not like them. I did not like them at all. So I 100% firmly disagree with this. But they also have the picture is of their duos, and I don't have their duos. I have their quads, but I don't know. I just don't like them. I don't think that they have the best longevity. I don't think that they blend super easily. I think that they are overhyped and overpriced. That's what I have to say about that. For the last section that I have anything to talk about, it is the clean section. And in the clean section, we have best clean makeup being the Haus Labs concealer. And I recently tried this Haus Labs concealer only because it came to me in like a Sephora purchase. What are these called? Blister packs. I love this. I also have the foundation, and I love the foundation, so it wasn't surprising to me that I was going to like the concealer. I think the concealer is a lot more thick than the foundation is, and that's not to say anything bad. It is just a little bit more dense, I guess, than the foundation is, but it takes so little product to get just what you need on your under eyes. It blends out beautifully. The coverage is so good. It is such a fantastic coverage. And as a person who doesn't wear concealer very often, I used that product all over my face. And those little tiny blister packs, I used it as a foundation. This little tiny blister pack lasted me, I think I had like 5 different foundation applications all over my face, foundation applications out of each one of the blister packs that I used. That is phenomenal. And it's mainly because I don't need it to be like full coverage, hide every aspect of my skin, right? I prefer medium at most coverage. I love that product. So I 100% am thinking about purchasing a Haus Labs concealer in the Sephora sale. It's not in my Sephora 1K cart because I didn't try it until after I had put that 1K cart together, but I can see this being something that I purchase from Sephora in the future. It's a beautiful concealer. There were a few other categories, but I didn't pull anything from these categories because I really didn't have anything to speak about in these categories. So there is a splurges category, which is those higher price point items, a sensitive category, which is for like sensitive skin, a scent category, which is of course fragrance, and then a nails category. I paint my toenails. I hate, honestly, paint on my fingernails because it makes my fingernails feel like they are suffocating, so I try not to do that. Every once in a while you'll find me with paint on my nails, but it's not very often. So I didn't really have anything to say about the nail care. We all know I'm kind of in this place where I'm still trying to find my happy scent, and I have a whole ton of fragrance, but y'all saw my fragrance video. Most of them are unopened, so I really don't have anything to say about that. And from a sensitive skin perspective, like I do have sensitive skin, but I just put whatever I put on my skin and wing it and keep my fingers crossed that it's not going to bug me. So I didn't really have anything to say about those categories, so I didn't bring anything in to speak about, but let me know what you guys think about the products that I discussed here today. I would be sure interested to hear your thoughts. And also, have you checked out the Allure Best of Beauty? I know that there's a couple other videos out here where, you know, some of us content creators are definitely bigger content content creators than me are talking about them. I would be interested to hear your thoughts and opinions as well. Let us know down in the comment section what you think about some of the products that were picked, and or what you think about the products that I talked about. I would be interested to hear from you, as would everybody, I'm sure, about it. And with that said, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope that you and yours are well. I hope that you are all safe and healthy and getting along as best that you can. I hope that you are all loving each other, being kind humans, and living your best life. And until next time, bye, friends.